What stands out to me more than anything else is looking forward to Juneteenth.
As a little girl, that was always something you looked forward to.
They celebrate in different styles. Some have family reunions, some go back to their home, and some just go out to have dinner at different places. I love the country. It's a part of me, like the 19th of June. You used to say you can get the person out of the country, but you can't get the country out of you. I'm one of them.
They would put old red and white tablecloths, and the table would fill from one end to the other with cakes and pies and all kind of stuff.
Back then, people made homemade ice cream. Imagine that, you know. All those wonderful, I remember sock it to me cake.
Everybody brought their favorite dish, and we just played cards and dominoes and just celebrate being free.
Putting the fish on the pit, and my cousins them smoking it. Never literally liked the venison sausage or any of that. I guess my memories are around food.
Communities got together impromptu because, as I recall, there wasn't any, planning. It was just that, hey, Juneteenth is coming. Who's going to bring the potatoes out? That's the other thing is, how do you get everybody on the same page, without any coordination?
It was a team effort of people trying to make it work.
My house, my sons and children, we barbecue.
That's one of the major events when families get together.
Sometimes you can move so far away from something till you forget. That's why I said it's so important that we tell our story over and over again, because we cannot forget where we came from. It's crucial to our future.
Freedom to me is not just racial freedom, it's spiritual freedom. And the greater of the two is the spiritual freedom.
Not because somebody told us, but because we recognized and we felt that we were free, and we believed that we were free. You don't declare freedom. Freedom doesn't come on a document or on a proclamation. Freedom comes from a state of mind.
A person might just get up and start talking, and all of a sudden they take their little banjo thing and just start singing. They may not can speak good, but they could sing. And then one person starts singing, the other starts singing.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
When I think of family, I think of those times.
We have to create memories for future generations.
And as they grow older and they then begin to process their whole experience in life, it serves as an inspiration to say, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to be, and I get this inspiration because this is what I saw.
It's all about bringing us together.
The generations that come together, the grandparents, the parents, the children, the grandchildren.
People still pause long enough to the fellowship. And food is always a great opportunity to bring families together.
Because it's important for not only for people who came through that period of time, but it's important for one generation to tell the story to the next.
We do this because our ancestors deserve it. Our children are worth it, and our future requires it. So we have to tell our story.
it meant something to you, not to just get out there and forget who you are. Remember who you are, where you come from, and where you're going. If you don't know no sight where you come from, you ain't gonna never know where you're going.
When we really look at where we are and where we come from, there's a great dialogue that can take place, a great discussion. It made a statement about the ending of slavery. What a terrible, terrible thing that's part of our history. And so the fact that we're celebrating that that's over is a big piece of it.
Slavery was a point along the journey, and the journey continues.
The things that have been happening over the last 5 years or so is getting us back to who we are and what we have to do to stand up and be counted in America.
When we have these things take place in our midst, we're encouraged by that little voice inside to do something about it. When the riots were taking place in the 60s in the civil rights movement, something good came out of the something bad, if you will. So we as Americans, as people of Houston, should never waste opportunity.
Someone was always telling you what you could or couldn't do, where you could or couldn't go. And those all would feed into the entire history.
I go to this prep school, I do well, I get into all these schools. George H.W. Bush handed me a check for $400 so my parents could come see me graduate. And we're driving back and we stop to eat, and there's a sign saying, Negroes go to the back. And that was really been successful academically. I got into all these schools, but go to the back.
There's really something to being able to say that I know my community has my back. I was one of those people. When I went to play in Wimbledon for the first time in England, I really remember being on the court, losing, and then saying, my whole community raised money to get me here. I can't quit. That's what I've always drawn on.
As we went through the things in the civil rights, and you start to get James Brown and Black and I'm Proud and more sense of racial identity, then I think the community started to want to celebrate that.
We get what we deserve.
African Americans were trying to be as fully American as they can.
So I say we're out in the fields picking cotton, and we hear about the Emancipation Proclamation. What do we do? Drop our tools, go up to the front door, knock on the door, and say, boss, we's free. No, we ain't free. Back out there.
My grandparents were born in slavery.
What it meant for my grandparents as they talked about how long it took Texas to get the news.
For many years when I was younger, I said, my goodness, why did it take so long with the word to get here? And I realized it wasn't just that the word didn't get here, it's that the word didn't mean anything if it wasn't backed up by some soldiers.
Well, it's a myth about the word getting to Texas late. The word didn't get here late. The troops arrived late. And that's based on that, because there was no mechanism to enforce the law. It was the U.S. colored troops or the soldiers that spread the word. And these colored soldiers were the ones that became the Buffalo Soldiers.
Good music, good plays, good entertainment, good messages. So Juneteenth week is a week that you can really get a good education.
We know what Juneteenth is. The rest of the world may not, but we need to make them aware. We're celebrating our day. So don't be shy and embarrassed. Yes, that's what I said. I take a vacation day from work and do what I want to do that day. It's our freedom day.
We as adults have to start giving back in a very historical community way.
Maybe we use Juneteenth as a reminder that there's inequality in schools, that there's a lack of affordable housing, that there is, double-digit unemployment for African Americans, that there's still sexual discrimination of women and others. I mean, maybe that's a chance for all of us to pitch our tent that day and say that's one barrier that was broken, but there's still more to go.
I wanna see y'all who wanna play with me. Wave your hands across the land if we family. Say hot damn, we want a jamboree. That's what my beats here.